If you've recently sold your company and the buyer of your business has come back to you and asked you about buying your property, then this video is for you. So, the buyer of your business has come back and asked you to purchase the real estate that they are now leasing from you. And chances are you signed a lease when you sold the business because at the time, the business buyer didn't actually want to buy the real estate or couldn't buy it, or you just didn't want to sell it to them. You've enjoyed the cash flows that have come from leasing back that property to that business, and you feel like it's a fairly low risk position because you already know the real estate and you know the business that you sold this person. Now, if they've come back to you and suggested that you sell them the property, that's not necessarily a bad situation for you. What I'm going to do is share with you a couple of things you might want to consider. The very first is to go back and check your lease to find out if you've given that buyer or that tenant the right to purchase the property. So that could be in the form of a right of offer, first right of refusal, just an option that might have a fixed price in it. So if you have any of those aspects in your lease, you need to be aware of that because that's going to impact how you address the buyer's inquiry. The second thing that you want to do is you want to get a valuation of the property to find out what the market value is. Now, when you do this valuation, you can go two routes. Well, three routes. You could do it yourself. You can look around at recent sales in the market and try to figure out what similar properties to yours have sold for. That's fine. You can do that. We typically find that owners tend to sometimes rely on sales that aren't like kind to what they're selling, so sometimes the value can come out a little wonky, or it leaves you wondering if you really figured out what the right market value is. The second thing you can do is you could hire an appraiser. They're going to charge you to do a certified appraisal. They'll look at the sales comparisons in the market. They'll do an income capitalization approach on the property. They might even do a replacement cost analysis for you. They'll give you a report. You'll have that on file, and that typically is a reliable valuation. The third thing you could do is you could go to a commercial real estate broker like us, and this is one of the things that we often do for owners, is they'll call us and say, I just need to get a valuation of the property. We'll go through a similar process that an appraiser would go through, but we're going to give you a little different view of the value of the property based on what we see with market trends and with buyer demand in the market, because one of the things that we're doing every day at our company is talking to buyers that want to buy commercial real estate. So we have a pretty good sense of where their mindsets are, and that typically is a forward-looking view that's running 3, 6, 9, 12 months out versus looking backwards at prior sales data, which is basically what an appraiser is going to rely on. So you have those three approaches. The other thing that you want to consider is whether you want to expose the property to the market or enter into an exclusive negotiation with the tenant in your real estate. Now, the concern that I have for people who enter into an exclusive negotiation is you often give up the leverage that you could have if you had in fact exposed the property to the market. Now, I've read up on this. There's some statistics that say that buyers that come to the table to buy from a seller, when they are the only buyer, they get a better deal. Now, this is one of the reasons why you'll hear buyers talk about wanting to buy off market. Buyers want to get in and sit down one-on-one and strike a deal. When they do that, they're able to become the only one that you're working with. You have no other visibility to the market, and you don't know what other buyers might pay. And not all buyers are the same. So sometimes you miss the dimensionality of what an abutter to the property might pay, what an investor might pay, what another user for the property might pay, what an aggregator might pay who's trying to put together a portfolio to sell to a larger buyer might pay. Those are all different components that you will not be aware of if you don't expose the property to the market. However, you may not want to go through that process. You might just want to honor the the buyer of your business and give them a good deal. But I would recommend that you do go through the process of talking to several professionals to get guidance and advice as to what the market value may truly be, so that you're making an informed real estate decision. Because at the end of the day, this should be a financially meaningful life event for you. You have taken an investment, you have worked it, and you deserve to benefit from that. So you should also deserve to benefit from the feeling of confidence that you made a smart deal with the right buyer for the property. If you're interested in learning more about how to do a valuation when you're in this specific situation, feel free to reach out to us. You can request a consultation on our website, okay, at mansardcre.com, or you can call our office and we'll be happy to have a conversation with you to talk to you about how we help business owners such as yourself figure out how to best approach a situation where you have a tenant who owns your prior company that wants to buy your real estate. The last thing I'll leave you with is when you do the evaluation on the property, looking at the amount of equity that you have invested in the property and the cash flow that it's generating. Is that a market return? Are you satisfied with that? And is it meeting your portfolio requirements? You want to make sure that you're comparing that to alternatives in the market, because sometimes folks stay invested in a property for too long and they become too equity heavy in the property, okay? And then they end up missing growth in the market that they could be getting in other opportunities. So I'll just leave you with that thought. That's one of the things that we have conversations about with our clients when we're evaluating their business real estate, so that they can better understand how to make the right investment decision. Thanks for watching the video. If you like it, you can hit that notification bell, give us a thumbs up, and subscribe. We look forward to seeing you in the next video. Thanks.